We find ourselves here on the decks of the Northwest. Now, last time we did sort of narrate what was going on below deck, but all of you are still where you were at the top deck. Everybody was standing on the quarter deck, except for Ruin, who had grabbed that dagger and fell and took a fair amount of damage in his fall. So he's down there next to the spell jamming helm. As you look around, you're going to see some of the tokens on there that say crew groups. It's safe to assume, the ship is pretty full of about 25 other sailors. These groups help represent where some of those people are, but audience and players just imagine the idea of all of these other sailors that are running around doing what they need to do, fighting, being injured, putting out fires, trying to help. Those groups are there as a visual reference, but they're not engaging in combat. They're not giving you advantage or flanking or anything like that. It's just to help with some of our visuals. But if you want to grab your token and place them where it makes sense that they would be, there's only about 30 seconds that had happened since that first explosion and now. So you probably aren't all the way down in engineering or anything like that. But if you want to grab your token and place yourself where it makes sense, we're going to start at the top of initiative, which is going to go to one of the creepy crawlies.
Yeah. These are the levels of the ship, right?
Yes. So on the far right there, we have the top deck where everybody was. The middle section is that main B deck. With the mess hall in the front, there's crew cabins, the officer cabin, a treasury, the engineering and artificer section, and then there's a hatch that goes down to stowage and the ballast and all of that.
Just trying to think where I'd be. Probably...
Okay. All right, so we got Will's moved about halfway down the stairs there.
Captain
Grawl is going to stay right where she is. That's where she was at the top of this, seeing everything that's going on. Lockridge is there, or Lockridge is at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. And Lockjaw, is that where you're going to be next to the captain?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the captain. There's a creepy behind me, so might as well.
This is true. All right. So at the top of the order, one of these comes skittering up the stairs. You see about the size of let's say like a corgi, a short, round, this giant corgi-sized insect that has this huge sort of massive undulating body and 6 little spindly legs, comes crawling up the stairs, and it makes its way over and is engaged with this group of players right here. So that's there. Some other staff below deck happens that you actually don't see. Go on to 18. This creepy crawly, this fat bloated thing actually does run straight up to Lockridge. The Lockridge and the captain are right there. It seems like it's come crawling up the back of the quarter, the back of the ship itself, comes up over the railing of the quarter deck and runs up directly to Lockridge and tries to bite at you. Let's see how it does. Ooh, that's not bad. That is a 23, which I believe hits your armor class of 12?
Lockridge or Lockjaw?
Lockridge
for Lockjaw.
Sorry, I thought it was Lockridge, so I was looking through. 12? No, I'm good.
No. 23 is what he rolled.
What? Yeah, no, that's... That's completely different then. Yeah, no.
So you take 1 point of damage.
Oh.
But I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay.
It's a DC 9. It's a low save. DC 9. Okay,
I can't see my own rolls. 12. Sweet.
Yeah. So as its little pincery legs or fangs lock into your leg, and you feel a poison sort of try to pulse into your leg, but where it catches you, it just barely scrapes the surface, and it doesn't seem to take any effect. And that brings us on 17 to you, Lockjaw. How would you like to retaliate?
Yeah, I'd like to kill it. I'd like to attack it.
All right.
Let me just see if I should use any of my flourishes.
Swing away, Meryl.
Okay, well, first I have to roll attack no matter what for my flourishes. So gonna attack with my double-bladed scimitar.
Okay.
Let's see if that does anything. Oh, what?
Ooh, a 4. So it's a big creature. You definitely hit it, but it just sort of bounces and slides off the back of this thing, sort of chitinous, it's almost leathery, so it doesn't really bite into it.
Yeah.
All right, so there's your attack. Any bonus actions or anything like that?
I can use a bonus action to try and make another attack, but it's a melee attack.
Absolutely. Go
so it just does less damage. How did I miss?
There we go.
Okay, there we are.
3.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe I was
amazing.
trying to get in at the pincers or something, but it's easier to just plop it.
Crit hit, so
you
do plenty of damage. 7 plus 5. Oh, look at that! It did. Look at that roll 20. It did all of it for you. So you did.
Why am I even here?
12. So 12 points of damage.
Nice.
This critter absolutely. You tell me how you dispatch this giant bloated, crawling, dog-sized insect.
Yeah, so I think the first thing is maybe trying to use the scimitar to just leverage its pincers, but it's it's gnashing away, so it's fiddly work, and so Lockjaw just decides to go, bugger this, and flips the scimitar around and smacks it, crunching the head just as a melee attack.
Absolutely, yeah. So you bring the pommel of the scimitar down, and it absolutely caves in. It's got this tiny, sort of flat, almost ant-like head and mandibles that it managed to bite you with. And as you crush the head of this thing, its body rumbles and roils, and you see out of the hole where you've destroyed this thing's head, you watch as swarms of small flying and stinging insects erupt out of this thing's body and flank you on both sides.
Ah.
All right.
Well.
All right. That takes care of Lockjaw.
Sure does.
You can see at the bow of the ship, next to the stairs down to the lower deck that you came running up earlier. There's a giant spider the size of a dwarf or even a halfling or a dwarf. But along its shell, the exoskeleton of the spider, you see ribbons and bands of magical fire, plasma, almost like the ring of the ship itself, sort of ripple and arc and boil over the edge of this plasma spider. And it will... In fact, it will, with startling speed, it rushes up to Lockridge. Lockridge, I said the right name this time. And attempts to bite you. That's going to miss. Yeah. So this thing, and as it moves, it almost seems to kind of blink from one place to the next. Like it doesn't move in a clean straight line, but it sort of phases in and out of existence as it rushes towards you, Lockridge, and it rears up. But you were pretty far away, so as it goes to bite, you just sort of shift your foot, and its fangs sink into the wood of the ship, and then it rears back and clacks its pincers at you. Which will then actually bring us to Lockridge.
All right. So seeing this spider bounding and teleporting towards me, says, "All right, well, I'll admit I haven't seen that one in a while." And I'm going to use the palm of my hand, and I'm going to try and grab this spider by his face and reposition him off the side of the edge of the ship.
Yeah, throw him overboard.
So you're just trying to throw him off.
Yeah, basically just
right.
grab, like palm him like a basketball and just be like, "All right, sorry, no visitors."
All right. So that's so make your attack. This essentially is you would need to grapple him first, and lock him up, and then next turn or your next attack action, you'd be able to try to do essentially a shove or to throw him off the side.
Oh, can I just? Or could I potentially move and then just shove him off?
We can. Yeah, you can. You're staying in his thing. Yeah, you can sort of sidestep and then go the shove action. Yeah,
I'll do it that way.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Now because I'm the hippopotamus, I'll get advantage on my athletics checks to push people away from me.
Nice.
All right, that is a 19.
Oh,
19 is a total. All right, I'm gonna say that's probably gonna do it. I think his that's gonna be against his dex. Yeah, no, you get him a good shove. Right, so you give him a shove. Does it say exactly how far you shove somebody?
Let's see. Pushed away. 5 foot.
5 foot? Yeah. So that is enough to shove him right off the right just over the edge of the railing. Yeah, you sort of lean your shoulder down and come barreling towards him, and you catch him in his side, and it screeches and skitters and tumbles off the side of the ship there. Absolutely.
All right.
Nice job.
Cool. I'm gonna
used 5.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna move the rest of the way just to kind of like look over the edge and make sure that he's gone over the edge.
As you look over the edge, he's gone over and has sort of scraped, and he's slid down the side of the ship. But I mean, it's a spider. He's just holding onto the edge of the ship there.
All right. Do I still have rope attached to the harpoon that I've got? Because I used it to catch that crewman who flew overboard.
That was a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't think Lockridge probably walks around with it just always attached to it, but it's a ship. There's certainly rope tied to belaying pins and things like that around. So probably as a bonus action, you might be able to grab some, or next turn grab it and tie it to it.
Sure. I will. You know what I'll do? I'm going to use. Is there something heavy here, like a cannonball or like just even like
There's
kind of like
you're pretty.
I was gonna say like a pulley weight. You know what I mean? Like kind of one of those big, heavy set iron.
You're pretty far away from the bolt cannons, which is where the larger bolts are, and because the ring, you don't have masts for all of those pulley stuff, so there's not a whole lot just laying around that's super heavy.
Okay, well then I'm gonna throw the heaviest thing I know about it, and I'm going to, as a bonus action, grab onto some rope on the rigging. That is like something that's already attached to the ship. And I'm going to jump down over onto the top of it. I'm like, I said, get off my ship! And I'm going to use Action Surge. And I'm going to attempt to kick his face. And just, again, like as a shove, try and get him off the boat, like, so that he doesn't have a grabby thing.
Gotcha.
All right. Oh, that's only an 11.
Okay. Which does still beat a 10. So
sweet.
Yeah, you're able to give him a good hearty shove, and it sends him sort of skittering farther back along this. But
Oh, sorry. I want to kind of like try to hit him like further outwards if I can.
Like it's a tough ask to get like under him and try to pry him off of it. And like while there is a down gravity, it's a spider. Like the thing is it's treating this wall like it was the floor. So you can shove him down, shove him back, and all that kind of stuff.
I was thinking more like a soccer kick from his underbelly, like because I'm oriented that way.
Pop him off.
Yeah. Just like kind of pop him off, like because if he's clinging there and I've gone down, I just kind of want to kick him like outward as the shove.
Okay. We can say he pops about. You punt him up in the air, as it were, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Okay.
Sweet. Yay.
Sweet. That was a lot. I think that's probably it.
Yep. Move action, bonus action to grab the rope, and then action surged. I am complete. I am done.
Alrighty. That's pretty fantastic. Some stuff happens down below that we're unaware of. And then, sure enough, Captain Grawl is up. So Grawl, she sorts of scooches around to get behind to flank this swarm of crawling, biting, flying insects, and she slashes out at all of them.
Does she have a big fly swatter?
She actually she pulls out a rapier. That is her weapon of choice. That she has, and sort of swings and flies at it, but it's kind of a cloud of stuff, so she's not really able to get a ton of purchase on that. But you are both flanking it, so she does have advantage on it. So we'll actually see if she does better with that.
Come on, girl.
No, she just it's all of these things. Like she's hitting stuff and she's killing a few here and there, but in this swarm, it doesn't seem that she's doing the most damage possible as she swipes and swings at that. It's a tough thing to have. That brings us Will.
All right. All right. Will sees that. Takes a glance at Grawl and Lockjaw and has seen Grawl in action before, certainly, and figures they've probably got things under control. So gonna look over at the crew and let me just quick measurement. Oh, out can't get all the way there. All right. Well, he will start to make his way 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 towards that big tick-looking thing harassing the crew. Mm-hmm. As he does, he's got a small like wooden with a silver inlay rod at his side that he taps against his leg, and mist just sort of swirls off it, coalescing around him, and armor Agnes goes up.
Oh, nice. Nice, absolutely. Yeah, just these spikes of ice form across Will's robes and all of that. Ooh, that's cool. Alrighty. Down.
And he'll also let out. I can't do it, but he'll do the finger and mouth whistle to get the thing's attention again.
Nice,
yeah,
absolutely.
Me neither.
Down below, I will have you know that there is an all-out hot spider on spider action going on that is just absolutely bananas.
What, are they mating?
No, a fight.
Can we hear it?
Make a quick perception check.
Oh. Yeah.
Everyone?
I'm good at that.
Or just
no, you two
Will.
would be too far away. Yeah, just Will. Actually, Lockjaw, you're on the side of the ship there. Lockjaw, make a perception check as well.
Hey, nice.
I think he meant
I'll probably fail.
No, Lockridge.
Oh, bugger.
5. I'm too busy kicking spots.
Yeah.
11.
You hear the sounds of battle and fire.
And fire.
Yes.
That's never good.
That's what I get with an 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Will shout out. There's more below decks, sounds like.
All right. Ruin, that takes us to you. Your leg is smarting pretty good from your landing, but I'm not going to make you have to get up. We'll say you've already gotten up. You don't have to spend your movement to get back up.
See, there's a couple of crew groups near me. The medic!
Yeah, you can shout for help, and we'll say that on your turn, next round, or at the end of this round, one of them will be able to get over to you and can try to do sort of essentially a medicine check to try to see if they can give you any help there.
Nice.
But you would all know this. There are no quote unquote clerics on ship. You do not, it seems, have a source of magical divine healing.
There's no place for God on this ship.
Shouting medic is just a free action for you.
I would say, if I can get the attention of one, start to make my way towards, I just need somebody to set this leg.
It's pretty sprained, but you don't think it's probably not broken. Yeah, you can make your way to either one of those two groups.
Okay, then I will start to kind of make my way towards this group while also kind of following Will's wake. So come closer to over here.
Yeah. And you can probably even get on the other side of them if you want to get that 5 steps closer, and you still know they're close enough to make that medicine check for you.
Okay.
Okay. Any actions that you want to take?
Let's see. I can. While I'm waiting to see if there's anything they can do to make it hurt less while I walk. Once for a long rest. Take an action. Magically create a small, tiny eldritch cannon within 5 feet of me.
Yay!
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna make a mobile weapons platform.
Oh, fantastic.
Probably good to do that on the top deck too, not fire a cannon in the
Ooh.
middle of the ship.
Ooh.
Unless.
Actually, we don't have clerics or whatnot. I can make a Eldritch Cannon Protector.
Ooh.
Which I can use to kind of bolster people who have been injured.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
So a mobile medic platform.
That sounds fantastic. Absolutely. Let's see if we can do...
I hear a lot of spiders.
Yeah, so we'll say that is just sort of right here in the little spot next to you. Seeing if I can find, if I can pull something up for you real quick here.
I can't get over the icon of that little spider just floating in space.
Yeah, there you go. that little yellow circle, and I will have some for next episode. I will have some little artillery cannon options for you to drop around, but that'll be nice. So what does that do while it's there? Because you can, it can, I believe, take its action on your turn that you create it.
Protector, bonus immune to poison damage, psychic damage, and all conditions. Grants 1d8 plus 3 temporary hit points to each creature of your choice within 10 feet of the turret.
Okay, so that'll catch you and Will.
I've already got temporary hit points, so it won't actually affect me right now.
Okay, so then that can just go to you.
Would it also affect crew group 3?
It can if you want to. That's fine. So go ahead and roll that for me, Nix. Nice. So give yourself a +7 on your temporary hit points. So just if you click on yourself and then click on the green circle, just type +7. All right, so you feel much better as that happens. All righty. That will take us to the end of the round, in which the ship has things that it must do. So, you hear down below you all sort of feel the ship rumble, though you are not entirely certain what or why.
Something below deck.
Indeed, something below deck seems to be going very poorly. That takes us back up to the top of our round. So the giant creatures, Will, you can see them. That giant bug is sort of engaged with. There's a group of 3 or 4 of the crew that are there, and they're all sort of keeping it busy. So that it is not, it hasn't managed to take any of them out or anything like that, but that will occupy its time. Again, the crew, they're not going to grant advantage for flanking or anything like that, but that does seem to have occupied its time, which is very nice. For you, below deck, stinging swarm. All right, so the swarm next to Lockjaw. It actually, sort of the swarm that had appeared in front of you. You see it sort of swarm around and seems to try to engulf the captain as it goes. But with a 10, that is definitely not enough to do anything to the captain whatsoever. You see it she's shooing them away. They're trying to get inside her armor and her cloak and all of that kind of stuff. But it doesn't seem like anything has landed. That takes us to Lockjaw. It's your turn.
Okay. I have a silly question. Is Mage Hand just one hand?
Yes, although Mage Hand does not do
attacks.
Damage.
No.
Correct.
I want to catch the bugs. Catch the bugs and move them elsewhere.
I believe that is a upgrade of Mage Hand called Imposing Hand. Do you have access to that?
Very good. It was worth a dumb question.
No, it's not a dumb question, because that is definitely a thing that it can do. But I don't know if you have it. Let's check.
No, I just have Mage Hand. So I can't.
Yeah, okay.
I can't. Okay.
No, unfortunately not. Although it was a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, well, my experience with bugs has been mostly trying to catch them in my hand.
Yeah, I mean that tends to work.
Okay.
So yeah, it dawns on you that wouldn't. I'm not going to make you try it and fail.
Yeah.
It occurs to you that wouldn't work.
Yeah. I think my other option is just to probably try and attack them, because Thunderwave is going to push the captain off, or it's going to still affect the captain. It's a radius of 15 feet. A cube.
Is it a radius or is it a cone?
I think it's a cube, yeah.
So you could position a cube of 15 feet so that it catches this port side group of insects and doesn't affect the aft or the captain.
Yes. I would like that.
Sure, go for it.
So I'm going to try and basically just scuttle backwards. And then, I don't know, it's Bard style, right? Thrum on my little stringed instrument, creating a thunder wave outwards, which will hopefully just catch these buggies.
Love it, go for it.
Did it roll? So that's a DC 12 they need to make.
Ready? What's their save?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Oh my god.
I mean,
sorry, I just exited out of my D&D Beyond.
Oh no.
Beware random clicking, everyone.
They roll very highly, and it seems like as that wave goes through the swarm, you see flocks of birds do it sometimes as the swarm sort of, a bunch of them land and then a bunch of them fly up, and that a burst of sound and thunder from your instrument catches maybe a dozen of these little things, but then the swarm sort of comes back and coalesces again there in front of you, madder than ever. It was just a high roll. It was a great move. It was just a high roll.
That's all, G. Well, I can't do much else except for I might say, well, Captain, I've seen you slice through lesser swarms, be it men or insects or scurvy dogs, and I'm gonna give inspiration to Captain Graal.
Oh, cool, nice,
yeah.
fantastic. I thought you were getting ready to thought you were about ready to peace out.
No, I'll stay back, but it's like, yeah, I can't really. I don't want to move anywhere else, but I can't. I have no other actions.
Yeah, and you're pretty sure that both of these would try to swarm you if you moved out of their radius.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Over to you.
That takes us to that spider that you just popped off of that. So yeah, it has a pretty hard time moving, but it does sort of move itself through space as you are able to do, but it can only do so at half of its speed. So as it drifts back, it is able to sort of flail its legs and then just barely catch the side of the ship about 10, 15 feet away from you. And it catches itself again, but that takes its entire turn to get back onto the side of the hull. So you have occupied its entire time, Lockridge.
Yeah. Bugs live less than us. We might be able to just outlive them, boys.
That swarm that you tried to shockwave has thoughts. It has thoughts about this, and although those thoughts do not amass much more to than bzzz, it seems like as they come to attack you, Lockjaw, it's just the moths that are in that group that fly forward. All the rest of the bugs don't get the memo. So you just get some moths that kind of bother you in the face a little bit and do not find purchase whatsoever.
Me drapes! Someone check on me drapes!
Lockridge, that takes us to you.
All right. I have an idea.
So you're like one arm hanging off a rope on the hull of the ship. Very, very pirate, very cool sailor, having just kicked this thing. Yeah, what is this idea?
Okay. So, with one hand, I want to be grabbing my blunderbuss.
Absolutely.
Love it.
With my movement action, I want to basically kick off the ship while holding onto the rope. And what I want to do is I want to arc around and then down onto where it is and blast him and the side of the ship and try to use my weight to crack through the side of the ship and into the lower deck.
Okay. Let's do this in steps. Roll. Yeah, absolutely. Roll your attack.
Okay. Starting with my attack. Where are you? Here we go. Kablamo. That is an 18.
Oh,
You absolutely hit. Roll your damage.
you love to see it.
Alright. That is 14 points of damage.
Oh my. That's quite a bit. This spider looks like it is absolutely on death's door. Now I want you to make a strength check for me. Just roll a straight up strength check.
All right.
And I'm going to say this before you roll it. Oh, that's fine. So I was going to say at a 15, you also hit the spider. 13, so we don't also hit the spider. But on a 10, we do. We'll say that the buckshot sort of damages the hull around you, and as you land, you can hear it crack and crick and splinter. You don't bust through it, but you are sort of just occupying as almost the exact same square with this thing. You think that one, this spider probably doesn't have much in it left at all, and two, with maybe one or two shots and a really good land, you might be able to bust through the hull here.
All right. Well, I do.
You think it's going to work, but it didn't just now.
All right. I do have another thing here. After I do damage, Lockridge can commune with his astral spirits, and as he does, he's then going to bellow and use my Astral Spark ability. Let's see. Once per turn, when I hit a target, I can do an additional 2 points of force damage.
2 points of force. Okay. That will be enough to take out the spider.
Yeah, so I'll basically just shout at it and basically say, I told you to get off!
Yeah, you hear it go. It just curls up and lets go, and you see it sort of bump off down the side and into the stars beyond.
All right. I'll
Oh, nice.
Are there any actual porthole like windows or anything like that? Because obviously I'm not going to break a wall if I don't have to.
Tucker, did you put any portholes on the side of the hull?
No,
Well,
I didn't.
We're about to get one.
Maybe there will be
Just
one.
finish that model. Damn it.
It's survival of the fittest, all right? No one who gets seasick can come on this ship.
Space sick.
Space sick, yes.
It looks like we're about to make ourselves the first porthole, and everyone will love it. Oh, so much natural light! It just it makes the room feel bigger.
A big gaping hole.
Yep. Into the endless
All
void
right.
of nothing.
Really adds
Fantastic.
to the space.
We got some more craziness going on down below.
Can I also point out that the actual place that I am, if I look in comparison, is actually right in the sleeping quarters?
Yes, it is.
It's like right on the toilet.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna come in right over the loo.
His foot's going to be
Is
in
there
it. He's
some-
going to be like, oh, for God's sake.
Oh, I was going to
Yes.
say, is there someone on the loo who's just like...
The toilet is considered difficult terrain. But,
Damn, what a shitty situation.
The
you're
real
really
you really
punishing,
stepped in it now.
punishing the porcelain, huh?
Oh boy. All right, Captain Grawl. Captain Grawl is up again, taking a swing.
And she also has inspiration, if she needs
There we
it.
go. She does have inspiration.
She does.
She does, but luckily she does not need it, and so she sort of her Vorpal blade goes snicker snack. It's not a Vorpal blade.
Okay, I was about to say.
I was down.
But it does do a nice bit of damage as this rapier. It's a rapier. It's a very thin weapon, but as she just does these beautiful mulinellos and patterns through the air, and just the carcass of about half of the swarm goes splattering across the deck, and you got bug guts on you now, Lockjaw, and does really quite a bit of damage as it takes. It has that swarm has barely hanging on.
Yay! Oh, that's good.
And you see Grawl as she kills these insects. It almost looks like she is revitalized and gains like vigor and energy from the death of her foes around her. All right.
Do be like that.
It sometimes people don't think it be that way, but sometimes it do. All right, Will.
All right. Will's gonna keep heading towards the steps as he passes by this bug, which is harassing the crew. He just, almost contemptuously just slaps it across the back. Just says, "Come on now," and then keeps walking.
Okay, so you slap this giant bug on its butt,
Pretty much. Trying
Okay.
to get its attention.
just for flavor.
For
Pretty
dominance.
much. Is it
If you
going
wanna-
to... Is it gonna...
If you wanna let that be your action to try to gain its attention, we can make it like a charisma check essentially to see if you can gain its attention to leave.
It was pretty much just flavor to provoke an attack of opportunity as I walked past, since it was going
Well,
to...
as you do walk past, it does get an
Headline
attack
growth.
of opportunity of you as you move So here, before you head past, that dude there. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yup.
It gives, well, he hit.
Right.
You take 1 point of damage and make a Constitution check, DC 9.
Is this against poison or disease?
Yes.
Right.
Poison.
Yes to all of the above.
So I roll with advantage.
You got it.
But I get it on the first one. And it takes 10 cold damage.
It's 10 cold damage. Okay. Which, as the shards of ice pierce through this critter. One second here. You see that the ice sort of encapsulates its shell and grows around it. You hear the groaning and the cracking of the ice, and you see that its shell just cracks down the middle with the ice. And as it falls dead in half, you watch as swarms of insects come pouring out of its body and start to swarm around the group, and as well as chase after you.
I mean, Will keeps walking, so they also get attacks of opportunity against him. Says, "Come on now."
They would.
We're gonna give you a nickname. This is your first pirate official nickname. It's Bug Zapper.
No, if it works.
I mean, they would have theirs. The swarm that is busy with the group of people are going to ignore you, but the swarm that essentially was following after you will give it a go to see if it can bite at you, which it will. On a 19.
That hits.
All right. You take 13 points of damage.
Is it piercing or poison or?
Piercing.
Piercing. Okay. All right. It takes 10 cold damage.
Okay. Yeah, you see a bunch of the creatures just sort of freeze and fall dead to the ground.
Nice.
All right. So I've taken 4 damage total.
Do you have resistance against piercing?
No, I don't, but I had 10 temporary hit points due to Armor of Agathis, so 1 piercing from before plus 13 piercing now. I was asking, I do have resistance against poison damage, which is why I was asking if it was poison damage.
Makes sense.
So, I will... taps his leg again, I'll recast Armor of Agathis for my action.
Okay.
And
And then, do you have more movement to finish that out?
I do have 2 more squares of movement, so I'll just move right up to where I can actually see down below.
So the way that the stairs are positioned, if you have to go down below deck to see the rest of the deck. Otherwise, you're just looking at the front stowage compartment that's directly underneath the bow of the ship.
All right. Well, he'll get right to there.
Okay. I moved you back 1, so you actually do have one more square if you want to take it.
Oh. I assume that if I drop down, I risk injury. Or are the stairs?
There's no drop to those stairs.
Okay, I wasn't sure if the stairs were going aft to bow or bow to aft.
Yeah, the stairs are the darker shaded section is the down, so you are at the top of the stairs where you're standing now.
So yeah,
Okay.
I start down the stairs.
Okay, some stuff happens below deck, and Ruin, it's your turn.
My turn.
Yep.
Let's see, I'm gonna turn around to group 3 and just be like, you, and you with me.
They'll be happy to follow you, and they can essentially be used to help tie up some enemies, but they combat that they engage in is background combat. These don't magically become sort of extra combatants for us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they will follow you.
And then I will just make my way towards where these swarms are.
Okay, you can see one swarm is about half as big as the other.
Let's see, I will go to about here.
Okay.
And is that swarm engaged with group 1?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna huck my lucky spanner at it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Absolutely.
I love that spanner.
Okay, so thrown. And just give it a whirl. For real. There we go.
No, nothing.
4. Wait, hold on.
That looks like you rolled damage, not your actual attack.
Oh, wrong thing. Where's the there it is. Doop.
Hey, that's much nicer. That.
Ignore that second one.
Yeah, that goes so you see Ruin throw this giant, half as big as he is, sort of crescent wrench spanner, and as it flies through, it just splatters a ton of these bugs. We'll re-roll the damage. I'm not going to use that top one that you did.
Or we will. That's fine.
Or I will. That's fine.
Consistency.
As it splatters a whole bunch of them, and then I do believe at the end of the arc, instead as the spanner starts to fall and hit the deck, it loops back around back to Ruin's hand magically, and he catches it.
That's really cool.
Alrighty. Do. There's stuff
And
that's
then
downstairs.
let's see, hold on. But also that thingamabobber can follow me.
Yeah, they're following along with you.
No, the hit point cannon.
Oh
It
yeah,
moves-
yeah. You can drag it along with you.
Yeah, it moves. Where is it at? There it is. Can walk up or climb up to 15 feet as part of the bonus action of that. So it follows me.
Nice.
Is it like on wheels or something, or is it just magically floating?
No, it's got little mechanical ostrich legs.
Cute.
Nice. Okay, yes, that follows you along. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. Okay. More stuff happens downstairs.
Sir not appearing in this film.
Yeah. It sounds like there's quite a ruckus downstairs, especially for Lockridge, as you are sort of on a weakened section of it. You can definitely hear not just the sound of the fire, but the battle that seems to be happening downstairs. All right. Absolutely wonderful and fantastic. At the end of the turn. Ooh. Let's see. I'm going to say Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Lockjaw and Ruin, you both see, and the captain all see this. Lockridge, you're on the side of the hull, so you don't see this. Will, you're starting down the stairs, so you don't see it. But you see erupting. You can hear a crackling and the sound of flames as the deck below the spell jamming helm erupts into flame.
That's an important part of the ship, Ryan.
As it seems that the whatever is going on below deck that nobody has gone to check yet.
I'm working on it.
Is bad enough that the flames from below deck have burned through the top of the main deck here.
Look,
Lockridge, I will say for you,
it's been 12 seconds since Ruin made his jump. I want to point that out, right? Like,
it's also true. There's a little bit of like, granted you've got boots on, but like a little bit of heat and smoke and dappled light from the splintered pockmarked hull beneath your feet, Lockridge. And that brings us back up to the tippy tops. What you can now see, Will, at the bottom of the steps is one of these large swollen bugs as it comes around the corner and peers up the top of the steps and sees you. It seems like that's all of its movement, though.
He just rolls his eyes at it. He's done with these things.
Yeah, they're a special kind of fun. I thought you would all like them.
Yeah, no, I totally dig them.
Is this
The
spider
reason I call
pinata?
them ticks.
Lockjaw, a 14 hits you, I believe.
Sure does.
All right, so yeah, you take as this swarm engulfs you. You will take 11 points of stinging, piercing damage. Oh, you know what? Halved. So 5.
Great.
Lockjaw, that's your turn.
Okay. So we've still got these swarms. How are they looking? Did Captain Graal take most of them out?
The swarm that just bit you there's a dozen of these little bugs left. The swarm that's right next to you seems full and healthy and very pissed off.
Oh man. Well. Oh, okay. All right, everyone, calm down. We're gonna be okay.
She said, hopefully.
I said.
To herself.
Can I? Yeah, if I provoke the bug, will they follow me? Similar to. We don't know.
You can try. You
don't
can give it a
know.
go. You can either use an action to try to provoke them to follow you, or you can leave and they'll take an attack of opportunity, or you can attack them. But committing fully to try to get, and I'm going to say, it's a swarm of bugs.
Yeah. Not much thought up there, I guess.
Yeah.
I might just try and achieve what I did before. What I tried before of trying to use Thunderwave.
All right, let's give that a go then.
So they will need to roll a DC 12.
Oh no, 14.
Ah!
They have no bonuses to it. It's just they happen to roll the 14. So again, that thunder wave seems to just, it's a mass of swarming insects. They just sort of zip around it, and the few that you do take out don't seem to really lessen its overall effectiveness.
Yeah. Oh, man. In terms of other actions, most of my flourishes and stuff are like, yeah, I need to make a weapon attack. maybe I will try and move backwards a little bit, kind of trying to get towards the fire. So
Okay.
maybe around there.
So yeah, you
down
can
the
move
stairs.
to go try to hopefully take care of those flames next turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
both of those swarms will get an attack of opportunity on you.
I
so
guess
the first-
they will just have to do it.
The first swarm is a 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Which will hit, and so we'll do 5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the second swarm is a 6 that they miss.
Mm-hmm.
So they just sort of fly and buzz around as you move through them, but nothing lands or bites or anything like that.
Right.
Alrighty.
All right, that's my turn.
Sweet. I was like, great. What's next? Me. I'm the one that knows what happens next. All right, some stuff downstairs. Do. That large swarm that didn't do much to you sees a potential meal with the captain. And does pretty damn well with it. Ooh. Yeah, you see them just land en masse and start stinging and biting and clawing at the captain. She takes 11 points of damage from them. All right, Lockridge, that brings us to you, sir.
All right. Can I jump and try to once again like plow through the splintered bit that I've made here?
Yeah, and if you want to take a shot at it, that's going to weaken it more and make it easier for you to try to burst through.
I'll need to reload.
Okay. Well, you can take your action to do that, can't you?
Yeah. But I wouldn't be able to take an action to fire it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just do so without an additional sort of shot at this. Let's just do a strength check, and 15 is what we're looking for to punch through the side.
All right. Could I get advantage if it's weakened?
The fact that you could burst through the side of a spacefaring ship at all is because it's weakened.
Let's have a look. I just want to see if my hippo build applies to this. Actually, yes, it does. So I do get advantage on this from.
It does?
Yep.
Then awesome. Absolutely go for it.
Boom! Natural 20.
There we go.
Sweet. And that we're gonna say that did not. That gets you through. Crawling through this, it is not a full hippo-sized thing. So crawling through this will be difficult terrain. So it's going to take half. It's going to take half your movement to get through, to squirm through the wall. So you'll have 15 feet left on the other side of the wall. But that does put you right there in the small crew quarters. So you see a bunch of hammocks that are hanging. You are, in fact, above the little sort of magically enchanted toilet that is right there, and you see that there is like one of the hammocks is fully engulfed in flame, and through the open doorway you can see and hear there is so much fire that is going on in the galley down here, and you can hear that it sounds like Lana, the Drider, this big 8-foot tall, massive orb weaver Drider, who is the cook, is engaged with what sounds like quite a bit of critters.
All right. Is there a way I could tear off the inflamed hammock?
You can use. You would take an action to try to put that out somehow.
Well, it's not so much I want to put it out more than I want to take it out of this room. So I
if you
basically,
grab
if you can imagine the hammock being hooked on like the posts or whatever, it'd be about like folding it and sort of taking it off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that the action of needing to do that will take an action, which you've already used this round. You don't have a spare action left to do that, and you will be holding a flaming object, so you will be taking fire damage as you move with it.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. All right, so I will then use the rest of my movement to move to here.
Yep, and as you move to the doorway, you can see that in fact there are one of these large swollen creatures, a swarm of insects, and one of these sort of magical fire plasma spiders that are all engaged with Lana as her spider legs are pushing them off, and she's got a large, like double-sized cast iron skillet that she's just beating the shit out of these things with.
All right.
Excellent.
I'm going to forego my gun, and I'm going to raise my shield as maybe a shield in my harpoon, and that'll be all
Nice.
I do.
All right, sounds fantastic. One of those swarms that is engaged with Lana actually tries to peel off away from her. She gets attack of opportunity as it moves away. And she doesn't seem particularly adept at this. She doesn't seem like she was a fighter in a past life or anything like that. But she does beam this thing pretty darn well. As it tries to move away from her. Oh, come on now.
Come on, Lana.
Captain Grawl is back up. So Captain Grawl, Lockjaw is able to spot this, and Ruin, you can sort of see her through the flame and all of this kind of stuff at the back of the ship. You see that Captain Grawl actually takes a couple of steps back. She doesn't seem to care as the two groups. One of them is able to chomp into her as she moves away. Ooh. For 8. And as she backs up, she lets out a wave of just this cloud of roiling, like when you see oil in water, just this roiling globulous, even though it's gas, it almost looks kind of a little too solid, of poisonous gas erupts out of her throat to engulf both of these swarms, completely eradicating one of them and dropping half of the other swarm, and just spittle and bile and bacteria filled goo sort of drips from her jaws as the cloud of gas dissipates. Will, that takes us to you.
Okay. Sick of these tick things.
Don't worry, there's only 7 more.
Right? Will is... It sees him, he sees it, realize there's really no way to sneak past it, so just takes the steps and jogs past the thing.
Okay.
Let's go.
So as it passes you, it will try to take a bite. Crit. It's a natural 20. So you do take 2 points of damage.
It takes 10.
And roll your Constitution save. Oh,
18.
you have advantage on it?
Against poison and disease, yes.
Ah, crap. I was hoping it was going to get you. So yeah, you do. Hey, these are my guys. I want them to do well.
Oh, we were your guys.
Yeah, so you can feel the poison settle in, but something about your constitution, your makeup sort of slots it off, and you don't worry about it. It takes 10 as the armor of Agathis crackles around it, and again it will, as it expires. There are more of these stinging swarms that appear and crawl out of its open carcass. But you can move as far as you can move as far as you need to with that.
All right, so that was 2. Is there any movement lost between the 2 images, or do I just 1 to get onto the lower stairs?
No, we'll say essentially where you are now will put you, there. It's the same thing.
Okay, so 2, 3. I don't know if they're also going to attack of opportunity me.
No, they don't. As they're sort of clawing their way out, they seem to ignore you.
All right. 4.
Yep, so as you come down here, you do see there is a fairly injured, pretty badly injured looking one. There's a group of crew that seems to be running fairly concerned and worried out of the crew cabins, like they're running from something. And then you can see the galley engulfed in flame.
As Will passes the crew, he just snaps at them. All right, there's fire. Put it out, sharpish. And then he's going to keep stalking down this hall.
Okay, they will as they come along with you, they tell you there's something in there.
Oh, well, in that case, instead of going down the hall, Will would take a look into that room.
Okay. They seem to tie up with this critter as they get past it. It looks like they're going to continue to follow your orders, but they have to deal with this first. Yes, as you get into that room, you will see one of those plasma spiders is in this room.
All right. As Will sees the crew get tied up with that thing, his eyes just narrow at it. He snaps finger and points. Mind sliver. It needs to make a DC 15 intelligence save.
Okay, or what happens? Because I'm going to tell you that...
Or it takes 1 psychic damage. Because I roll well sometimes.
On a roll of 15, they get a 10.
All right.
Bugs. They're bugs. They're not intelligent things.
So it takes 1 psychic damage, and anytime it makes a saving throw before the end of my next turn, it subtracts 1d4 from the roll.
Sure. And it's pretty banged up. You're pretty sure that these guys are going to be able to either get away from it or deal with it on their turn.
Great. And just my last piece of movement, I'll get in the doorway so the spider can't chase them out.
All right, sounds good. Lockridge, the plasma spider in front of you, sort of senses that you are there and turns around and hisses at you and will try to take a bite. 14? Does a 14 hit?
No, a 14 will not hit.
All right, so it goes to take a bite of you, and it just its fangs just scrape across your shield that you have raised up, and it sort of raises its front two legs in a threatening posture to try to intimidate you. But the attack does not land. Ruin, that takes us back up to you.
Okay, let me take a look. I am gonna try and I'm gonna get up to here by these two swarms. And then I'm gonna join in the Thunder Wave challenge.
Let's see what works for you, man.
Yeah, let's compare Bard Thunder Waves to Artificer Thunder Waves and see what happens. And just like slam down the pommel of my spanner on the deck and cast Thunder Wave. And it's a con 13. Yeah. It's a con 13 save.
Ooh. Okay, so we're going to roll the left first and then the right. So the left one fails, but the right one does succeed. So the ones on the left will take how much damage?
Let's see, I rolled it. It says 8.
8.
All right, so yeah, you see that this wave just obliterates about half of what is left there. The other swarm, sort of as the wave tears through their friends, the other swarm sort of shifts and swarms around these other three, uses the crew almost as a buffer, as a shield, and then reconstitutes its swarmy nature there. But yeah, the one on the left is looking pretty rough.
All right, and that'll be the end, except for I'd like to yell at the crew that I got in tow. Damage control below deck now! And see if I get them to just keep going.
They double dash. You see that as they rush past. Well, you don't see it; it's down the steps. But as they rush past, there's a couple of other swarms, and some of them get bit and some of them get stung. You hear them yell as they sort of like cover their eyes and cover their mouths, and they take the stings and the bites as they go. So they're getting bit up and hurt a little bit. But as they rush, Will, you see another group pass you. This other group ties up with this large bloated crawler. And tells that first group that you command and said, "Don't worry, we've got this thing." Yeah, they book it. They book it harsh. Okay, Lockridge, you can see Lana swing again with her large cast iron pot, as it does not seem particularly effective. And then bonus action a cantrip, I do believe. First level. I think I can do that. Well, if I can't, I'm sure someone will yell at me in chat. But she will bonus action guiding bolt, which definitely hits. 12, and you see her swing at the swarm of insects in front of her and misses them completely, and she raises her other hand, and just this radiant ball of light engulfs the spider in front of you. This thing is a hard breeze away from death. It's just barely hanging on in front of you, the plasma spider in front of you, Lockridge. Alrighty. That takes us to the fire.
I don't like that the fire
What would
has
the
its own
fire
turn.
like to do?
Alrighty. The fire continues to burn, but does not seem to spread this turn. And because you've killed a bunch of stuff, that takes us to the top of initiative with Lockjaw.
Excellent. The swarm doesn't go?
The swarm that would have gone is gone. Is dead.
Excellent. Well, I want to finish off this other one because I can't leave the captain.
Okay.
But I'm gonna yell to Crew Group 2 to put out those bloody fires, you lick spittles.
Alrighty. Yeah, absolutely. You see them sort of rush towards one of them to try to deal with it.
Great. And I think I'm just gonna try and charge towards this swarm and use my scimitar. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a red hot go.
Alrighty.
That's a 21.
That absolutely roll damage.
Right. It's nice to be able to do something. That's a 10.
Fantastic. Yeah, you carve through it, and there's a couple of centipedes and a flying mosquito the size of your hand that's left, but almost everything else just the scimitar carves through, and the flat of the scimitar squashes a bunch of stuff. This swarm is, it's not a swarm anymore. It's like 3 critters.
Excellent. Well, then I would like to use my bonus action to use the double blade as a melee. So I get 1 more attack.
Go for it.
That's a 10.
Unfortunately, with only 3 of them left, they sort of skitter out of the way.
Boo, hiss. Well, yeah. I'm just going to keep yelling expletives down to Crew 2. Those fires better be out by the time I get down there, or you're going in it.
You hear, oh, aye, sir. All right. The swarm in front of Lana tries to take a bite at her, and that'll definitely hit. So you see a bunch of these creepy crawlies chomp into and latch onto Lana's leg and abdomen as they try to start to swarm up her body. The swarm that just is only 3 little critters left sees you, and you're the last thing that came after them, so they're gonna take a shot, but no, they're just not able to get close enough to you, Lockjaw.
I like that. Lockjaw or Lockridge?
Lockjaw was the group that was right in front of you. But that does take us to Lockjaw's turn.
Lockridge's? I've just had my turn.
Lockridge's turn. Jeez, we're gonna get there.
So sorry.
Okay.
I apologize for nothing,
12.
alright?
We both
I'm very
refused.
Nope, we knew what we were going into. Actually, to be fair,
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't care. No, I'm joking. All right. With harpoon in hand, Lockridge. Alright, these fires are causing problems. How badly injured does Lana look?
She actually is doing pretty. She's doing pretty darn well.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Okay then.
Yeah. I mean, she's doing fine. She's doing fine.
Yeah. You to glance at her, you're not worried about her.
All right. So it's gonna take an action to put out the fire, right?
Yeah, it's gonna take an action to deal with that fire.
Okay. Could I deal with the fire by slamming it into the ground, and the ground happens to be on top of the spider? No, it's fine.
I'm
It's fine.
grabbing that and swinging around as an untrained melee attack. You can do it, but there's some heavy disadvantages there.
I'll take the. You know what? I'll take the disadvantage. I mean, I'm gonna put it out anyway, but like if it's only a little bit left, I'm gonna try. Yeah.
For flavor, that sounds great. So yeah, make So you use your action to grab it. Let's just do an unarmed melee attack at disadvantage.
All right. Okay, so I don't know how to apply disadvantage automatically, but I'll roll it twice.
Just roll it twice, and we'll take the lower.
13 and a 6.
Okay, so I'll say this: you manage to put the thing out as you flail it around, but the spider sort of dances around it and does not get caught up in it.
Yep, that's fine.
We'll say that you did deal with that flame, and you seem to have put that one little bit of fire on a wooden ship out.
I'm contributing.
Absolutely. Bonus actions, or if you want to try to scooch past it, that's gonna, I don't think you can move through its space. So you're kind of stuck where you are. But if you have any bonus actions,
nah, I do not.
Alrighty. Then that brings us to this giant bug here, who's dealing with this two groups of folks. This all gets tied up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. That's going to be there. Definitely has 2 left. So we'll actually say. All right. Grawl is the last one that's left. Grawl actually, to lockjaw, Grawl shouts, do you think that you can handle this?
I never think.
That's fair. And she will... 5, 10.
It's my secret,
she will
Captain.
take the jump action. She'll just jump down. She lands a little rough. You hear her sort of jump off the quarter deck, let out a bit of a yell.
Yeah. I was like,
as she lands, and then double action dashes, and lands runs up next to you, Ruin, and engages with the healthier swarm that's there, and sort of looks at you, Ruin, and says, usually the dagger's the only ceremony that we have, but this is fun too.
Apparently it's my special day.
Will, that is your turn. You can see that the bloated bug has been dealt with, and so now there's 2 swarms that the crew is trying to deal with, and then there is one of these plasma spiders in this crew room. And it seems to sort of be trying to back up and hide amongst the dozen or so hammocks that are in this room.
So I've got a couple questions before I take my action. One, operating the helm. Is it just you sit in it and you can operate it, or does it take an action to start doing stuff once you sit in it?
You are attuned to it. You do not have to be actively sitting at it at this. You have to be sitting in the helm to do stuff with it.
Okay.
I do believe.
But does it take an action, or is it just you're sitting in it so you can do stuff?
It does not take your action to move the ship. So no, I believe, you know what, I'm just going to call it here, and then I'll double check afterwards so we can keep things moving. Because the rules do say it does not take your action to move the ship and stuff like that. So we're going to say from where you are attuned to it. You can you can move the ship. It doesn't move at its full speed at the moment because it seems like the ship has been taking quite a bit of damage. And as the navigator, you know that the ship, in mechanical terms, has lost a lot of hit points.
So, next question is something that the person who's piloting the ship is something they can do temporarily turn off or turn on the Atmo.
No.
Okay. Never mind.
You cannot blink away all of the air on your ship. And it doesn't, your air depletes over time. You wouldn't be able to turn it back on. No.
Okay. Just checking, because there's a lot of fire. And
there is, which it occurs to you that you've been at sea, you've been in space for about, well, that's a lot to think about in the middle of a firefight, literally.
Yep. No, but Will is aware that fire takes up a lot of oxygen faster than people breathe it, and there's a lot of fire right now, and that's not good. Are these plasma spiders creating the fire? Are they the source, or has Will seen what might have caused this fire?
From where you were, when you ran down, it looks like most of the fire is concentrated around the hatch that leads down into the ballast, the lowest part of the ship. You have not seen the plasma spiders create a fire, but you see that they are covered in a magical fire like the ring of the ship. It could go either way.
All right. And you said the one that's in this room isn't attacking; it's like hiding or trying.
It seems like it's trying to interpreting what it's doing. It is trying to like hide or something like that. It has not rushed forward to you. No.
All right. Well, Will's gonna start walking into the room then.
Okay.
I don't know if that's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity from the thing in the hall, but
not where there's a wall between the two of you.
So as he sort of stalks towards the thing, and he's gonna grip that rod at his hip again and sort of feel a surge of energy and regain a spell slot, because I just realized I was out.
Ah. Does that take your action?
That does take my action, so that is my turn.
Okay, so you close up with it then.
Yep.
All right, so that's Will. The Lock Ridge, the spider in front of you, tries to go for another bite against you. This thing is just barely clinging on to life, but does give it a shot. An 18, I think that's your armor class, isn't it?
Yes, 18 is my armor class.
Okay. Well, you have your shield up. Does that give you an armor class bonus, or was that just for flavor?
No, that is with my shield.
Okay. So then, you will take 11 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution check, please.
Natural 20.
Ooh!
Okay.
I'll drink poison and I'll spit fire.
Well, spitting fire seems pretty apt as this thing bites into you. The poison doesn't seem to take hold, but I mean, you feel it. This is the poison that this is trying to inject you with isn't a sickly neurotoxin type poison. This burns. It feels like it is trying to inject you with this magical fire that is wreathing its body. But you saved against it, so you do not take... or do you take half? Oh, on a success, you do take half the damage. So you will take only one point of fire damage. Okay. Ruin, that takes us to your turn.
Okay, so I am squaring off against two swarms right next to the captain.
Yeah, it seems like one has you have one's attention, the other one is splitting its attention between the captain and the other group.
Okay, then the one whose attention I have, I'm gonna take a swing at it with the spanner.
Sweet. Go for it.
Actions. Oh wait, hold on. Axe. Lucky Spanner to hit. Nice.
A 7 will miss.
Nice. Just whiffed it.
Yeah. As the swarms get thinner, they are a little harder to hit. So there's your first attack action.
Let's see. See what else can I do? Actions. Attack. Attack, cast a spell. So I can attack and cast a spell.
You can cast a spell of first level.
Yeah.
Or a cantrip as a bonus action.
Okay, yes, okay. So that's all I have is first level spells. So I'll swing and miss, and I'll get very angry at that and bring the pommel of my spanner down again and do Thunder Wave.
Okay.
And as a Constitution 13 save.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh.
Woo!
So this one doesn't even try to like move across it. They just sort of, the swarm just sort of solidifies into a little ball, and the wave just wraps around it. The second group, however, because it is that cone or that square that you're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
The second group will not succeed. So the damage on that is
2d8. 15.
Ooh, that lands squarely. And that second group is looking very, very rough.
Is Thunderwave a save for nothing?
Hmm?
Is Thunderwave a save for nothing or save for half?
On successful save, half.
Oh. Well, then we're going to say half of 15, which is 7, which will take out that swarm that was in front of you.
Oh,
Nice.
And then Lockjaw will also remember that as we move forward, too, because I think some of yours didn't take any, but they're dead now anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay,
that's what
so
I
yeah,
always say.
you just like decimate this second group, and the first group just splatters in front of you. Very nice.
Crew group 1, are they doing anything important, or can I yell at them like I did the other crew and tell them?
Or like they're dealing with this swarm.
Okay.
So yeah, like if they were to try to leave, it seems like the swarm would try to overtake them.
Okay. Then that is it for me.
Alrighty. Swings us back around to Lana. Takes a swing with a 10. Doesn't do much for her. And alrighty, Lockjaw, that is your turn. You got this tiny little group in front of you.
Okay, I so here's my plan. Attack it with my scimitar. I know, revolutionary. Then I want to run down.
Well.
Yeah, I want to run down and jump basically down to get to as close to the fire as I can.
Sure.
Featherfall, that's a reaction, right? So it's not going to use up my action.
Yeah, it uses your reaction. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, cool. Because I'm going to fling myself over the side and hope for the best.
Okay.
But let's attack the thing first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. I just wanted to make sure, so I wasn't like, and I cast Featherfall, right? And you're like, no.
That hits.
14, great. Hopefully, let's finish this thing off because
I'm
I'm tired of these bugs.
I don't think you can't not kill it.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah. Absolute splat all over the place.
Right.
Group is gone. The top deck is looking pretty great. Oh, before you jump down there, I forgot that the fire gets a turn.
Damn that fire.
It does get a turn. Oh, and its turn does quite well. And
We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since our roll was turning.
Problem is, we didn't stop the fire.
yeah,
Speak for yourself, alright, mate. As soon as I got here, I started putting
It's
out
true.
fires, alright?
he's the one person that does seem to have tried to stop some or get the fire out. The dais that the helm is on, another burst of flame, and the ship. You all feel, and Tucker, as the current helmsman, you feel the ship is no longer under propulsion. You are adrift at this point.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay, so sorry, Ellen, back to Lockjaw. So
yep.
you're gonna run. Okay.
Yeah, fling myself over because I want to get up to the fire.
Yeah, so you can definitely do that. You cast Featherfall. Yeah, you land nicely.
I imagine he just he literally just runs and almost catches the banister and just whoop, knowing that the bad thing about having a Featherfall is it makes you clumsier in life. So yeah, that's been cast. And then he's just gonna start yelling at the crew. What did I tell you? That thing's gonna keep spreading. We're already dead in the space. I don't care if you have to use your hands. Get the shirts off your back. Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep yelling at them and start trying to put out this fire, eh?
Okay. We will give them. We'll say that definitely spurs them on as they go. And they are actually able to the larger of the two fires of the three fires engulfing the dais. They actually are able to put out as you shout towards them. Alrighty. That takes us to these guys. They do their thing. It doesn't go well for them. And whoa, I zoomed out. I didn't mean to do that. And Lockridge, that takes us to you, sir.
Alright. Well, I've had enough of this. I'm going to try and shove this little spider into the fire.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, get out of my way! Ah, that's a... Wait. That's a 10. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what it can do. Who knows? Against its dex?
Athletics.
Okay. It's got pretty good. Yeah, as a 14, as you go to shove it, it sort of braces itself with its back legs and its front two legs, sort of grab you and sort of help move your momentum out of the way. And it, for the fact that it is barely hanging on to life, it does hold its ground.
All right. You watch as Lockjaw also then takes this. I see now I'm doing it. Lockridge takes this huge deep breath in, and just. And then as I take the oxygen into my body and let it pump the blood even harder, I'm going to use Second Wind.
Oh, very nice.
And I'm going to heal 10 hit points.
Okay. That takes you up.
And that is all. Because I'm stuck here until that spider
Alrighty.
is gone.
Absolutely. Grawl rears back and takes her attack. Oof. It's not. That's definitely not going to do it. You know what? Grawl will actually take her action surge and give it another go to be able to just barely catch the swarm. And it will not only heal, not only does Grawl, so as she swings her rapier through the air, Ruin standing next to you, and just, in a flourish, cuts all of the remaining insects to pieces. Not only does it kill all of those, but you actually see a number of her wounds heal up and heal themselves, as the rapier that she has, the blood that's on it, seems to absorb into the metal of the blade.
Nice.
Alrighty. Will, that is your turn there with this little spider.
Alright. We'll sort of crouch down in front of him, sort of reach a hand out towards it. He's like, alright, you're okay. You don't really belong down here. And then as he closes his hand, just mind spike right into it. It's going to be a Wisdom 15 save.
Okay. Managed to roll a 17. It has no pluses to this, but rolls a 17.
Ooh.
I
did not roll well on my damage roll, so that's 4 damage.
So it takes that 4, and you see as it does that, it actually rears and jumps back. You will get an attack of opportunity as it jumps back. If you want to take it. You don't actually have to, but if you want to.
This thing's acting really weird, but I'm still not sure that they aren't what's causing the fires, so we'll take a slash at it with a dagger.
Okay. Roll that attack.
Nah.
No. So that misses. As it has backed itself up, you see from the bottom, from its spinnerets, it flings that a web of this plasma energy out at you, and at a 21, I believe that hits.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So you are encased in this webbing. You are restrained.
Okay.
And you will take 8 points of fire damage as the webbing burns into you.
And that was a range attack, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's obnoxious. Okay. Well, we'll just glares at it. I'm coming back for you, and I'm gonna Misty Step. Bonus action.
Oh,
wait, no,
yeah.
I can do that because
your movement is 0, but Misty Step doesn't require.
But I cast a non-cantrip for my action, so I can't cast.
So you cannot Misty Step.
Misty Step as a bonus action.
Absolutely.
So he starts stiffen, and then just sort of like pure frustration goes across his face as he realizes that that's not working. Unfortunately it does not. That takes us, this plasma spider that you have been dancing with, Lockridge, does try for one more attack on you. And again, just it cannot land anything. But apparently neither could you. This thing is hanging on with 1 hit point. As it tries desperately. Ruin, the deck at this point is clear. There are no active monster threats. There are there's some fire that's going on, and you can definitely hear that there is major fire and some combat that is still happening downstairs.
Let's see. What do we got? Okay. I'm gonna start to make my way downstairs, but I'm gonna order crew group 1 to try and help put out the helm.
You can see that they are actually already on their way over to there. That sounds good to them too.
And then let's see. Get to about here.
That's 20. So full movement will get you halfway down the stairs, and you can dash to use another 30 feet of movement.
So full movement will get me slide to here-ish.
Yeah, that's where that's going to get you.
Okay. Do that and then throw my spanner at the
Okay.
last little swarm here.
Yep, go ahead and roll that.
Lucky spanner. Boop.
That's a miss.
Bomb.
Alrighty. So as you throw that, and it comes back to you. Glancing around, there are 2 swarms of insects that are mostly dead, and it seems pretty clear that these will be able to be taken care of. The bigger problem is how much of the deck below is on fire. And the major fire that's happening is directly under the seat of the spelljamming helm. The ship has completely is now adrift, and as the flames burst and spread, and another explosion coming from down below in the lowest deck, Will, you feel the control of the ship ripped from your mind and willpower as the ship has taken so much damage. And those of you that are on deck, Ruin, you can see it from where you are. Lockjaw and the captain see the air envelope begin to twinkle and judder as the smoke has now filled the air envelope. So you are all breathing poisoned air at this point. The shift is completely adrift, and Will be taking a fairly large amount of psychic damage at the very top of episode 3 next week. That's all we have for this episode of the Flight of the Northwest.
Nuts.
We leave our adventures
Episode 3. This is fun.
having dealt mostly with the spiders, but now dealing with the fact that their ship is burning and in space, for all intents and purposes, sinking.
This is fun.
So we'll see you next week.